Hi fellow investors. Our multi-asset funds have over the past 12 months returned 23%. This is the highest annual average return for the funds since inception. In addition, the funds returned this 23% without having any exposure to equities. As most of you are aware, we moved out of equities at the end of August 2018 on the basis that equities as an asset class no longer offered the best risk-adjusted return into the future. How have we achieved this 23%? Well, let's commence with cash. Cash rates at the commencement of the year, in other words, the beginning of June, were in the region of 7.5%. And we managed to return 7.5% on our investments in cash over the past year. We also managed to generate around 6.5% on our exposure to foreign currency over the past year. As most of you would know, the rand commenced June 2019 at around 14.5 to the dollar. It weakened in mid-August to around 15.5 and then commenced a period of strengthening to the point that it ended 2019 at 14 to the dollar. However, the first few months of the year have seen considerable volatility, and it weakened more than 30% to 19 to the dollar in mid-April. Exposure to foreign currencies allowed us to generate a further 6.5% on your funds over the past year. And then finally, in addition to the volatility in the currency, and as a result of the downgrade by South Africa by some of the rating agencies, our bonds sold off dramatically, to the point that in mid-March they spiked, and we were able in early April to acquire a number of bonds in the Govie index at yields at about 10.5%. This provided us with a wonderful running yield, and combined with the capital appreciation as these bonds strengthened to a yield of around 9%, allowed us to generate a further 9% on your funds over the course of the past year. The 7.5% from cash, the 6.5% from foreign currency, and the 9% from bonds allowed us to generate a return of 23% on your funds. As I indicated up front, this is the highest annual average return that the fund has generated. However, we'd like to emphasize that over the course of more than 6 years that the funds have been in existence, the compound average growth rate on both funds is in the region of 10.4%. This is considerably more than the compound average growth rate on equities, which have only generated just over 4% over the same period. As an investment team, we remain confident that we will be able to generate returns like this into the future, as asset classes provide us with opportunities due to various factors which occur in the markets. As such, we remain confident that we'll be able to achieve the benchmarks of both funds. These are CPI plus 5% for the Prudential Fund and CPI plus 7% for the Flexible Fund. Thank you very much for your support.